Hey folks, welcome back to the channel and I hope everybody's doing well. So for my episode 2 of my favorite guitarist, this is probably my favorite guitarist overall. What can you say about Jimmy Page? Man. Well, all I can talk about is why he is my favorite guitar player. Number one, he's an incredible songwriter. His compositions with Led Zeppelin and I'm going to talk mainly about the Led Zeppelin stuff because the stuff he did outside of Led Zeppelin is good, but it's not quite at the same level of what he was doing with Led Zeppelin. With Led Zeppelin, he was just hitting on all cylinders. I mean, the guy was just phenomenal. Um, you know, Songwriter, arranger, engineer, producer. I mean, the guy is the whole package. He's just an amazing musician, right? What really impresses me the most, I always talk about, well, what are my three favorite things about Jimmy Page? Well, let me start with this. His guitar playing, his riffs, his solos, and this, and not just his solos, but if you notice too, he'll change his tones. I mean, tones that would sound like absolutely horrible outside of the song, but he sculpts these amazing tones that just fit wonderfully with the music, with the song that he's soloing in. I mean, it's just amazing. So, as a musician, phenomenal. Again, sort of the tone thing kind of runs into number two, like the arranger, the engineer, the guy just makes these incredible soundscapes. He's able to create, incredible songs, but then build them around this architecture of just a wonderful soundscape where, all the instruments get a chance to shine. His engineering, producing, arranging, it's absolutely phenomenal. And third, as a performer, if you watch, especially, Song Remains the Same, which everybody knows, if you watch any footage of him, just an amazing performer, just the rock god, if you will. The reason for my obsession with Les Paul guitars, it's all about Jimmy Page. You know, he is, again, like my overall, in the grand scheme of things, my absolutely favorite guitar player. Um, I'll give you one example. Well, I'll give you a whole album. I mean, an absolute masterpiece. If you want to even scratch the surface of his brilliance, listen to Physical Graffiti. I mean, that's the whole package because there's multiple styles of music in there. There's some acoustic stuff, there's some heavier stuff, there's some bluesy stuff. If you listen to that, and most importantly, listen to like some of the choices he made, not just his solos, which are just absolutely spot on, but listen to some of those tones, like on Houses of the Holy, for example, that it's kind of like his Les Paul through a Leslie. I mean, listen to that solo outside of that song, and it sound kind of like, it doesn't quite. But listen to it within the context of the song. It's just, it's to die for. It's The guy's just fantastic. He gets a lot of crap sometimes, because of this lack of technical proficiency or all of that. But on record, he's not perfect. And if you've watched The Song Remains the Same, or if you've watched any of his live stuff, the guy just, it's like, yeah, you know what, he's maybe overreaching at times, but the emotion is there, the musicality is there. It's like his when they're doing the extended jams on things like Dazed and Confused, and you know uh, No Quarter. The depth of the what he's reaching for. He's got so much in that musical, reservoir, if you will, of just, it's endless. You hear some rockabilly in there, you hear some, some really sort of bare bones blues in there. it's just, it all kind of melds together in this guy. Like, this is the guy that's launched like a million guitar players. There's Jimmy Page is, I mean, he's just a treasure. I can't express enough how much I love this guy and what he's done. And the whole Zeppelin catalog. I'm one of these guys that I can't listen to any record by any band, doesn't matter who it is, where like every song kind of sounds like the song before it. But if you listen to any Zeppelin record, I mean, you're getting folk, you're getting some very traditional style, almost, I guess, Celtic, and some, I'm probably using the wrong term, but and then you got the blues rock stuff, and some more rockabilly stuff, and it just, the guy's just, I mean, I'm speechless. What can you say about Jimmy Page? I mean, that hasn't been said before. He is just the absolute master. You know, he could write this stuff. He is amazing, capturing tones, creating those wonderful soundscapes that just make Zeppelin, and that's why they are the cream of the cream of the crop. It just rises to an absolutely different level when it's under his tutelage. I mean, he is just the man. And and I've heard him say it before, the Zeppelin catalog is a textbook, and it honestly is. I mean, this guy's just unfreaking believable. And I mean, nobody slings a Les Paul lower than Jimmy Page. And and for him to sling it that low and be able to execute all those amazing lines is just, that's a whole other thing, right? So he's a consummate rock star, musician, everything. Absolutely love Jimmy Page. And yeah, what else can I say? I mean, it's Jimmy Page. So hope you enjoyed this short summary of Jimmy Page. But I'm going to include a link to Physical Graffiti below. Go and give that a listen. And I mean, I'm sure everybody, if you're subscribed to this channel, you're a guitar person, you're a music person, you're well aware of Jimmy Page. But if you're not, check out the link below. Go listen to Physical Graffiti, and man, just absolutely enjoy. I mean, God, the Rover Houses of the Holy Wonton song. I mean, it's just, that album is just chock full of absolute rock classics. So there you go. Episode 2 of my 5 favorite guitar players, Jimmy Page. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Much appreciated. I'll have another episode for you next Saturday. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. Cheers.